I can find the text that I sent.
I believe that you said
People
that.
tell me on the subway that I'm doing a show with Shaka Smart.
Shaka Smart, I'll take. Manu Ginobili, also the soccer player.
He's
Frank
a stud. He's an Adonis.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I went too far. He's a stud.
Thank you.
I have no comment.
Luke, he's going to get his name Nick right.
Moving on to the Steelers, who are tied with the Patriots atop the AFC East. I mean, yeah, they were top the AFC at 6-2. You guys have me all kinds of weird and insane things. And Schlereth, both teams here coming off a bye. Both teams are primed to be there in January, and both teams have an S and an E and an R.
They got a lot of similarities.
A lot of similar letters.
Both in the NFL.
Both, I mean, Ben Roethlisberger was asked about a potential showdown with New England. Take a listen to what he had to say.
People are fixated on because they're the champs. When you do that and you have the title, you should be looked up at. They deserve it. You obviously pay attention to what other people in AFC are doing. So, yeah, you know what's going on. The nice thing is we have to worry about us. You know, we'll worry about New England when we play New England. We'll let the other teams have to play them until we play and worry about them.
Mark, the Steelers and the Patriots are probably two of the three best teams in the AFC right now. Should the Steelers be the favorites in that conference?
I would say no. I mean, on paper, yeah. If the games were played on paper, I'd have spent a lot less time on the operating table. So, yeah, on paper, absolutely. Their defense is outstanding. You look at the offensive weaponry that they have. It's unbelievable. Again, I always go to matchups, and I know that last year is not this year. We all saw what the Steelers, what happened to the Steelers in the AFC Championship. It comes down to the matchup of these two teams' philosophical approach to playing football. The New England Patriots have their number. And here's the deal when you have a team's number like that. And it's just, you played on the Philadelphia Eagles, had the best defense in football.
Yes.
For a long time. When we played the Eagles, we always could run the ball on them. We could always run. We always could run the ball on them. We could always put up numbers. Nobody else could. We could. We matched up well, and we had great confidence going into Philly or playing at home that we're going to be able to run the ball and control the tempo of the game. We just knew. Now, we couldn't do it to the Giants back then.
Right.
We couldn't. But that's just the way it went. And so we matched up our personnel, our philosophical approach to football matched up well with what the Eagles did on defense. And that's exactly what's going on here. I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Patriots are renting space in their heads. I mean, the fact that Ben Roethlisberger has to answer that question. Anybody ask Tom Brady if they're worried about the Steelers? Are they as good as the Steelers? Not one person will ever ask anybody on the Patriots about the Steelers and are the Steelers the team to beat. But they'll all ask the Steelers.
Chiefs, to your point.
Right. They'll all ask the Steelers because that's just the way it is. It's this mental domination that has gone on. It's this matchup domination that's gone for, the entirety of Ben Roethlisberger's career in Pittsburgh versus New England.
And the reason why they asked Ben a question like that compared to Belichick or Brady is because they know that, like I said earlier, the Steelers, they have ADD. Sometimes they can't concentrate on what's in front of them. They get worried about a lot of different things. So for me, it's hard to say, how can I avoid all this information where they don't? Pittsburgh has not matched up well. Ben Roethlisberger has not matched up well with New England and Tom Brady. I mean, we gave Pittsburgh credit in the Kansas City matchup. That's the thing that's important here. Home field advantage is paramount in the AFC. Why? Because New England has Pittsburgh's number, and New England's going to be hard to beat at home. All right? Pittsburgh has Kansas City's number. So Pittsburgh being able to get that bye and play everything at Heinz Field.
And Kansas City seems to have New England's number. It's similar to that three-way thing, Giants, Eagles, Washington. It seems like that's...
And also realize all three of those surfaces. Kansas City, Arrowhead. It's going to be cold. It's going to be brick hard on the field. All right. It's a very slow surface. Pittsburgh, one of the worst fields in the NFL. Chunky, that Kentucky bluegrass. They get the big chunks of mud on it. It's a slow surface. New England. All right. It's a synthetic surface. It's faster. You got good footing. They throw the ball in the snow in New England more than anyone else because they understand that the footing is better for offensive players. So coming down the stretch, Nick, look at your schedule. Whoever has that home field advantage has a huge. We can't disregard history, but that home field advantage is what we need to keep our eye on.
All right, all that is great. It makes a ton of sense. The history of it, the matchups, I love it all. Steelers are a better football team. Steelers right now have 2 players on offense that'd be far and away the best player on the Patriots offense, in Bell and Brown.
I mean, every year we can say that about the Patriots. The Patriots aren't going to dominate.
You could have said that in the AFC Championship game.
Hold on. What about the Super Bowl?
Yeah, the Steelers have 2 or 3. Le'Veon Bell is better than any back they had in the AFC Championship last year.
Yeah, Antonio Brown's better than any wide receiver.
Isn't that on paper?
But
Is that
hold
what
on.
that means?
Right. But the difference between the championship game last year and the team this year is this year the Steelers, after investing all those resources, 5 straight first-round picks in that defense, that is paying dividends. They have the number 2 scoring defense in football. They have the number 5 total defense in football. You have 4 guys on that defense that I think would be the best defensive player on the Patriots. And that has been the truth in years past. Cameron Hayward, Stephon Tuitt, Ryan Shazier, who might win Defensive Player of the Year, Joe Hayden, who they added right before the season. Right now, the Steelers' defense is actually what's carrying them. The last 5 weeks, I think L. Bell's been the best player in the NFL over the last month plus of the season. The Steelers, to me, right now, they got through the anthem stuff. They got through the questions.
We don't know that. Like, we don't know that. Like, we can't say that because we're not in that locker room.
Right.
Now, the schedule has moved on. But for me, like I said, Pittsburgh has ADD. Something else is going to come up, Nick. Something else. What if L. Bell don't get the ball?
I love the defensive players you're talking about. I want to see if the defensive philosophy matches up because what you've done every time you've played the New England Patriots has not worked. So can you change up your philosophy for one game? Because some teams can do that. Some teams end up causing themselves a ton of mistakes by trying to do that. Well, there's only a few teams that can basically say, we can be something different on a week-to-week basis. Most teams have to say, this is who we are, this is our identity, this is what we're going to do. Or this is our identity, this is what we're going to do.
And as good as they look, there's something to be said for another team having your number. I don't know how much weight that carries, but it seems to be a lot of weight. Let's take a little pause because it's time for Hall of Fame hands. CC, take a look.
Without these hands, I don't know what I'd do.
Push yourself,
This is Gavin Buda of Harbor Fields High School, the same school as Mariah Carey.
Oh, okay.
A little something I thought I'd throw out
Okay, well,
there.
since you have Mariah Carey, say the drama for your mama. Take that. Right-handed. Nice. Mariah Carey would love that one. She would sing a tune to that. Quarterback of Boys Rush steps up in the pocket, throws a laser. Nice grab. He couldn't have, Nick. He could have caught this with 2 hands.
No, he couldn't have. Stop telling me.
Nick, reach your right hand up. All right, reach your left hand up. Oh.
See, I told you. When you have one up, the other one doesn't go as high.
And your bad shoulder is the one you put up higher, Nick.
I know. I understand. I just can't go backwards with it. CC's always like you couldn't.
I can't use you as no prop.
You get full extension.
Mariah Carey's best song.
I don't know.
Mariah Carey's best song?
I don't know.
Well, it's All I Want for Christmas Is You. If no one's going to give me, I'm going to tell you. Mark,